When most people say they want to move to the Richmond area for land, space, and privacy, this is closer to what they're actually picturing. There's a moment when you turn off the main road and the driveway opens up in front of you. The pastures on either side, the barn off in the distance, the hardwoods behind it, and something shifts. You're not in the suburbs anymore. You're somewhere else entirely. What you're looking at is a property on Greenwood Church Road in Hanover County, just about 10 minutes from downtown Ashland, 20 minutes from Shore Pump, and 30 minutes from the city of Richmond. Just under 40 acres, and I'm going to use this property today to show you something more useful than a listing tour. I'm going to show you what buying acreage near Richmond actually involves, the questions you need to ask, the details that matter, and how to figure out whether this kind of lifestyle actually fits your real life before you fall in love with the land and start making decisions. Because land near Richmond can be extraordinary. This property proves that. But buying acreage is a completely different transaction from buying a suburban home. And most buyers don't realize how different until they're already under contract. I've been in this market my whole life. Let's walk through what this property teaches you about buying acreage near Richmond. Hey y'all, I'm Holly Fye and I help people relocate to the Richmond, Virginia area with a clearer understanding of what living here actually looks and feels like. Not just the suburbs and the neighborhoods, but the full range of what this metro offers. And that range is wider than most people realize. Most relocation content focuses on Shore Pump, Glen Allen, Midlothian, the established suburban markets. And those are great, but there's a version of Richmond that rarely makes it into the relocation videos. And it's one a lot of buyers are actually picturing when they say they want more space, more privacy, and room to breathe. That version exists. It's about 10 minutes from downtown Ashland, 20 minutes from Shore Pump, and 30 minutes from the city. And today I'm going to walk you through it, not just as a property tour, but as an education in what buying acreage near Richmond actually involves, so that when you find the right property, you know exactly what you're looking at. Let me start with location, because it's one of the most important things this property illustrates. 10 minutes from downtown Ashland, 20 minutes from Shore Pump, 30 minutes from the city. That's the combination that makes this part of Hanover County so compelling for buyers who want a rural lifestyle without feeling genuinely remote. You can be in a 5-stall barn, checking on horses in the morning, and in Shore Pump for dinner that evening. You could work remotely on an almost 40-acre property and still have access to the restaurants, the healthcare, the shopping, and the conveniences of the Richmond Metro within a normal drive. That balance, genuine space and privacy with reasonable city proximity, is harder to find than people expect. Go too far out and you start trading too much convenience. Stay too close in and the land becomes too expensive and too subdivided to get you the acreage lifestyle you're picturing. Ashland and the surrounding Hanover County corridor hits that balance well. The commute corridors work. 95 gives you north-south access. The tax structure in Hanover County is favorable compared to Richmond City, and the land in this area hasn't been fully absorbed by suburban development the way some other corridors closer to the city have been. And here's what that actually looks like in practice. You can start your morning in a barn, check on horses, do the feeding, walk the fence slide while the sun comes up over the hardwoods. And by the time most people are stuck in traffic heading into the office, you're already back at the house with coffee, looking out at a lake from the screened porch on property that belongs to you. That's the version of Richmond life that this corridor makes possible. It doesn't exist in Shore Pump. It doesn't exist in Midlothian. It exists out here. For buyers who want horses, privacy, outbuildings, and acreage within a realistic drive of the metro, this is one of the strongest areas in Central Virginia to be looking. One of the first things that strikes you when you're standing on a property like this is how much thought went into the way it was set up. Nearly 40 acres sounds like a big number. What you actually want to understand when you're evaluating acreage is how those acres are laid out and what they're doing. On this property, approximately 20 acres of hardwood sit on the back side of the land. That's mature forest, private, beautiful, and the kind of natural buffer that creates genuine separation from the rest of the world. It's also what gives the riding trails on this property their character. You're not riding around a cleared field. You're moving through established woods on a property that feels like it has been here for a long time. Because it has. The balance of the acreage is pasture, fencing, and immediate areas around the house, barn, outbuilding, and lake. What makes this setup work is that it's been maintained. Good fencing matters on a horse property. This property has it. Walk any fence line during your due diligence on any acreage purchase, and you'll understand immediately why condition matters and what it looks like when someone has taken care of it. On any acreage property you seriously consider fence condition is one of the first things to evaluate. It tells you how the land has been managed and what you're inheriting. One thing worth knowing when you're comparing acreage properties, the maintenance infrastructure matters as much as the land itself. A property that already has equipment, storage, organized outbuildings, a functional barn layout, and a driveway designed for trailers and trucks tells you something about how the property has been operated. This one has all of that. The long driveway has road frontage without the complexity of a private lane situation, which matters more than most buyers realize until they're pulling a horse trailer in the dark. When you're comparing rural properties, ask yourself whether the infrastructure is already working or whether you're buying a project. The difference shows up in your first 6 months of ownership. Let me walk you through the specific features of this property that sets it apart and that you want to evaluate on any horse farm you are seriously considering. The barn is where most buyers want to start, and it deserves the time. A 5-stall barn at this scale has been designed for function, not just appearance. Wide aisles for safe handling, proper ventilation and lighting for year-round use, water access where you need it, hay and tack storage that keeps daily care organized rather than chaotic. When you're at a barn that works, you feel it immediately. Everything is where it should be, and the daily rhythm of caring for horses makes sense. That's what you're walking through here. When you're evaluating any horse barn, function matters more than appearance. A beautiful barn that doesn't work efficiently makes daily horse care harder than it needs to be. The apartment inside the barn is a feature that adds a layer of flexibility most properties at this price point don't offer. It can house a farm manager, provide rental income, serve as guest quarters, or give family members and guests their own private space on the property. It's fully separate from the main house, which matters. If you want true independence between the two spaces, on any property with an apartment in the barn, get it inspected as its own structure. HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and waterproofing from the barn, so you close with complete confidence in what you're getting. Trailer access is the practical detail that separates a property that looks good from one that actually works. A property with road frontage and a driveway designed for trucks and trailers means you can pull a full-size horse trailer in and turn around without difficulty. That matters on an ordinary Tuesday when you're hauling hay. It matters even more in an emergency when time is everything. This property has it right. The great room in the main house, custom stone and brick, a scale and a craftsmanship you don't find in new construction, has held multiple family weddings over the years. That's not a detail in a listing description. That's a statement about what this property is. It's the kind of place buyers choose for the moments that matter most. The kind of place that becomes the answer to where should we have it for decades. Quick pause here. If you're relocated to the Richmond area and land, acreage, or a horse property is part of what you're looking for, scan the QR code here to get my free Richmond relocation guide sent directly to your inbox. Or grab a time on my calendar here or use the link in the description. Acreage purchases have a very specific set of questions that suburban home purchases don't, and I'm happy to walk through those with you before you start making offers. Back to the property. And then there's the lake. Fully stocked right on the property. It's one of those features that functions on multiple levels simultaneously. A water resource for the land, a recreational centerpiece, a visual backdrop that makes this place feel like somewhere people want to be. Think about what that actually means on a Saturday morning. You walk out the front of the property, fish are rising, the sunbeams are reflecting off the water. Nobody else is there. No parking lot, no crowds, no driving anywhere. Just your property, your lake, your morning. That's not a vacation. That's just Tuesday. A stocked lake is an extraordinary feature on any rural property. This particular one has crappie and bass. If water is important to you for recreation, for livestock, for the visual of the land, understand how it's managed and maintained before you close. The pasture layout on this property is one of the things that makes it genuinely functional for horses. Adequate acreage per animal, good drainage patterns, and the kind of forage that comes from land that has been managed with horses in mind. Walk the pastures during the due diligence on any equestrian property. What you're looking for is exactly what you find here. Land that has been used well and maintained consistently. On any horse property, ask about pasture management history. Land that has been well managed for horses is a meaningful advantage over land that needs to be reclaimed. The riding trails through the hardwoods are something that serious equestrians specifically seek and rarely find at this proximity to Richmond. Being able to hack out from your own barn into mature wooded trails without loading a trailer and driving somewhere is a daily quality of life difference that changes how you actually use the property. About 20 acres of hardwoods with established trails is not a minor amenity. It's one of the features that makes this property exceptional. On-property trails are rare at this proximity to Richmond. If trail access matters to your lifestyle, it's worth prioritizing in your search rather than assuming you could add it later. Buying acreage near Richmond is a different process from buying a suburban home, and the buyers who navigate it best are the ones who come in prepared. Let me walk you through what that preparation looks like and where this property already has the answers. Well and septic first. A property of this size is on well water and a private septic system. Virginia's purchase contract has specific requirements. Well water must be tested by a certified laboratory within 90 days of settlement, and septic inspection must include pumping and a full evaluation of all components. On a property with an apartment in the barn and multiple structures, you want to confirm all structures are served by systems that are adequately sized for the full property use. This is standard due diligence on any rural property, and a well-maintained farm like this one is exactly the kind of property where those inspections go smoothly. Zoning is a meaningful advantage here. This property is zoned A1 agricultural in Hanover County, which fully supports horses, livestock, and agricultural use. That zoning clarity is something buyers in other parts of the metro don't always have. Some areas closer to suburban developments have zoning restrictions that limit what you can do with acreage. Here, the zoning matches the lifestyle. Verify your specific intended use with the county, but the foundation is the right one. One Hanover County tax detail worth knowing: the county has a land use program that can significantly reduce property taxes on qualifying agricultural land. To understand exactly how your intended use and this specific property qualify, talk to a tax professional and the county directly. It's worth the conversation. The potential savings are meaningful on a property of this size. Internet access has been one of the biggest questions for rural properties buyers have over the years, and this property has good news on that front. High-speed internet options are available. For remote workers especially, always confirm the specific providers and speed. but the infrastructure is there. No easements on this property, road frontage that is clean and direct. That combination gives you flexibility that encumbered properties don't have. Flexibility for how you use the land now and options for the future. It's a meaningful feature that doesn't always show up in listing descriptions, but absolutely should. All structures on the property deserve their own inspection attention. The home, the barn, the apartment in the barn, the pool house. Make sure your inspector has experience with agricultural and rural property. The goal isn't to find problems. The goal is to close with complete confidence in what you're buying. Let me be direct here, because the lifestyle that comes with a property like this is not for everyone, and I'd rather you know that before falling in love with the pictures. This lifestyle fits buyers who genuinely want to be on the land. Not occasionally, not aspirationally, actually on it, working it, using it, maintaining it. An almost 40-acre horse farm is not a passive investment. It's an active responsibility. The people who love it here love it because they want that responsibility. The people who struggle with it are the ones who wanted the visual and didn't fully account for what comes with it. It fits buyers who either have horses already or have a clear plan for the property. Almost 40 acres with a 5-stall barn sitting unused is an expensive and demanding situation. The land, the barn, the fencing, all of it requires attention, whether animals are there or not. It fits buyers who love the rhythm of rural life, where getting in the car to go somewhere feels like a choice rather than a burden, and where the trade-off, a 5-minute errand for 20 acres of privacy and a stocked lake, feels completely worth it. Most buyers who love this lifestyle will tell you they stop thinking of the drive as a trade-off pretty quickly. It just becomes how they live. It fits buyers who have a realistic picture of rural property maintenance cost, tractor and equipment ownership or rental, fence maintenance, pasture management, well and septic upkeep, the cost of maintaining multiple structures. These are real, recurring budget items that don't exist in suburban home ownership. The buyers who get it right are the ones who know exactly what they're walking into, the ones who have driven the property at different times of year, the ones who have talked to neighbors about what the winters are like, what the roads are like, what the internet has been like, the ones who have a real budget for the ongoing cost, not just the purchase price. This property in particular has features that go well beyond the typical horse farm. The pool house, an in-ground pool, the main residence with its extraordinary craftsmanship, the fully stocked lake, the riding trails through 20 acres of hardwoods. Those features represent a lifestyle that is genuinely extraordinary for the price point and proximity to Richmond. For the right buyer, the one who wants all of this, who has planned for it, who understands what it involves, this is the kind of property that becomes someone's forever home and the backdrop of life for generations. Here's what I've seen happen with buyers who get a property like this right here. 6 months after closing, they stop talking about the move. They stop referencing it as a decision they made, because it's not a decision anymore. It's just their life. The horses are settled. The trails are familiar. They know where the fish are biting. The great room has had its first dinner party, and the drive to Shore Pump that seemed like a trade-off at first has become something that genuinely you don't think about anymore. The property has become the point. Here's what I want you to take from this tour. Land near Richmond exists, and it's more accessible and more connected than most buyers picture when they start dreaming about acreage. 10 minutes from Ashland, 20 from Shore Pump, 30 from the city is not remote. It's a different lifestyle, but it's not an isolated one. And buying that lifestyle well, with the right preparation, the right questions, and the right guidance is absolutely achievable within the metro. The due diligence is specific to acreage, but it's doable. And the right property makes it completely worth it. What this property shows you is what exceptional acreage near Richmond actually looks like. The pastures, the barn, the lake, the trails, the pool, the great room where families and friends have gathered for generations. That's real, and it's available within a realistic drive of the metro. Almost 40 acres, a stocked lake, 5-stall barn with riding trails through 20 acres of hardwoods, a great room that has held weddings, a pool house, an apartment in the barn, 20 minutes from shore pump, and the kind of quiet at night that you only find when you're genuinely away from everything, but not too far away to get back to it. That combination exists. It's on Greenwood Church Road in Hanover County, and it's waiting for the right owner. If you want land near Richmond and you want help understanding what to look for, what to ask, and whether a property actually fits the life you're picturing, scan the QR code here for my free Richmond relocation guide, or grab a time on my calendar here or by using the link in the description. And if you want to know more about this specific property on Greenwood Church Road, that information is in the description as well. Thanks for watching. I'll put the next video up on the screen now.